Hey, Al, Brian here. So it's Sunday and it's Grandparents' Day. So I haven't done too much as far as my books go. I've been spending it a lot with my family and doing things with my mom because she is the last grandparent my kids have. Her husband, well, my dad died about 8 years ago. And then my mom's husband, whom really is the main grandpa in my kid's life, he died in 2020. It wasn't COVID, it was something else, but he died in 2020. And then like 2-3 years later, both of my ex's parents died within 6 months of each other. So my kids have lost quite a bit in the last several years, and she's the last one left. So we've been kind of doing it pretty good for her. And as far as I'm concerned, she's the best one of all of them because she was the only one who called them for every birthday. She in the first, every time one was born, she was in the summertime. She flew in. You know, a short time after they were born, she flew in. She every Christmas got cards, every birthday got cards, presents. She and every birthday she would call them and sing them happy birthday. So she's been integral in their lives forever, and she's the last one left. And we're going to keep her alive as long as possible. And they all love her grandma. And grandparents are important to kids and the family. We got to make sure that we let the kids realize how important grandparents are. Yeah, they can be embarrassing. Yeah, they can. They have ways and smells that, as young kids, we don't really understand, and we think it's weird. But grandmas like to make pies, so that's always good. Yeah, my grandpa always made milkshakes. Kenneth and Mildred, that was my mom's parents, and they were the main ones in my life too. They dragged me to northern Alberta every year because my uncle moved up there, and so they took me and my brother up there, and we worked on his farm, ranch really. He was homesteading, and which means they gave him property to develop, and as long as he could pay the taxes on it, he was fine. And I think it was from them that I got my love of travel because every summer now, around early June, I get the urge to travel because all of my childhood years, I get out of school, they put me in their motorhome or trailer, and 5 days on the road up, 5 days on the road back. Beautiful country, would stop and see stuff. It was great. And camping, everything else, I can't say enough about how they gave me the wonder and love of nature. Now, my other side, my mom's family, her parents were my city grandparents, right? My dad's parents were my country grandparents. The main one was Jessie. That was, my dad's name was Jess. His mom's name was Jessie. She came out of the cotton fields of Missouri, Tennessee. Cotton fields of Tennessee. Now, according to her, when my dad was born, her husband, my grandpa Bill, before she got pregnant with him, said, "If you get pregnant again, I'm gonna kill you." Well, obviously, he didn't realize how that worked because she got pregnant again, right? And according to her, 9 months pregnant. She's out picking cotton. The long bags that you see in the documentaries where they stuff them. 9 months pregnant. She told me, and I kid you not, she went into labor in the middle of the cotton field with my father. Had the baby, tied it off, wrapped him up, put him on the side of the field, and then went back to picking cotton. Somehow I think that's not accurate. Either that or she is one tough woman, right? And growing up, she was always my country ones. Her house was dirty. She had worm beds. She grew worms to sell in the local bait shops. And she was a quilter. She always quilted. She always had that. And I remember helping her one time butcher her chickens. She was and I didn't really care for that too much, but it was interesting. And I know some people out there are going to cringe, but as a boy, I thought it was really neat when she cut their heads off. She tossed them and they'd run around for a while before they collapsed with no head on. I was fascinated by that. Now her husband Bill, I hardly knew him. I have one recollection of my grandpa Bill. And early on, he came and he gave me and my brother both sacks of pennies, and he was known for bringing watermelon. The other thing he was known for, now you gotta, back in the day, we're talking 60s, 70s, when the Turlock County Fair, Turlock, California, would come, there would be these games of skill, and they would have like different plates and ashtrays out there, and you would take a dime, your own dime, and you would toss it. If it landed on it, you got it. And rumor has it, Grandpa Bill, in his garage, had all these things staked there, and all winter long, he would practice tossing dimes. And from what I understand, Christmas presents from Grandpa Bill was always plates and ashtrays that he had won for a dime at the Turlock County Fair. I always loved that story. Now, my grandma. Now, I don't remember a time ever when my grandma Jessie and Grandpa Bill were together. I don't remember that at all. They must have split up before I was born, maybe. So my grandma Jessie had a husband called Aaron Reed. He had this. He kind of looked like Vince from Molly and Me, but he wasn't. He was country through and through. He had a spittoon beside every chair in his house. Like he would sit in, there was a spittoon next to it, and he'd chew tobacco and he'd spit in it. I thought that was nasty. Now the nastiest thing ever, we were playing canasta once. It's a card game for those who don't know, we were playing poker, and as kids we just did chips. We didn't do money, and once one of his chips fell off the table into the spittoon. He reaches into it, picks it up, licks it off, and throws it in the pot. Yeah. That's probably why I never get sick, because at their house, my immune system was under constant attack, so it was really strong, right? But that's my memory of my grandparents. I miss them. My last one passed away, oh man, years ago. Oh, a funny story. It was kind of sad too. One of the last ones of my grandmother. My dad lived in Turlock, California, and his brother Lloyd, my uncle Lloyd, he lives in Georgia. Well, about the time that my grandmother's mind started to go, because she had Alzheimer's, my dad had Alzheimer's too, so I guess I am looking forward to that too. Yay. Anyway, so she wanted to, before she got too bad, to spend one more vacation time with Lloyd before she could make that trip again, right? So my dad puts her on the bus in Turlock, California, Greyhound. On the bus ride, she goes all the way there, spends, has a wonderful time with her son, wonderful time, and then my dad gets a call, I'm coming home. Okay, he's got the bus information and everything, and so he's there at the Greyhound station, the bus pulls in, she's not on it. He calls up, where's Mom? Lloyd says, I put her on the bus. I told the driver to keep an eye on her, but I guess maybe from Georgia to Turlock, from state of Georgia to Turlock, California, that there might be a distance. Well, anyway, what happened was he finally found her at Harvey's Casino in Lake Tahoe. See, she lived in Placerville most of her adult life, and until she went to live with my dad, she was in Placerville, and she always, once, twice a month would get on the senior bus trip to Lake Tahoe. So our best guess is she was on a bus. And the bus must have stopped in Lake Tahoe. So when she pulled in, that bus pulled in there, her mind clicked in, I'm on one of these senior trips. So she gets off the bus and starts playing penny slots, because she played the penny slots. My dad freaked out. And when he finally, hours later, he got with the bus company, found out the route, trying to figure out, and when he saw that it landed in Lake Tahoe, he headed straight there because he knew what had happened, right? So he goes in there, and there she is. This is happy as can be, putting on the pennies in the penny slot. And he's thinking, oh my God, thank God. Mom, what are you doing? Well, what do you mean? She didn't realize anything was wrong, right? She didn't realize she was lost. And she didn't realize that she had gotten off the bus in error. Because when she got off the bus, her luggage was still on the bus because, she really didn't need it because she would take the bus there, play for several hours, and take the bus back. So yeah. So that was kind of a fun thing. It all worked out well. My dad went insane for about 2-3 hours, but she was fine. I love that story. I absolutely love it. In fact, both him, my dad, and her, their ashes are spread in the Tahoe area because they love the Tahoe area. Anyway, that's my grandparents' day stories. Y'all take care. If you like what I'm saying, like the video, comment. I'd love to hear comments, and subscribe. Even if you don't want to follow me, subscribe. Help me out. Okay? Y'all take care. I'll see you on the next one.